Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. I am so thrilled you're joining us today because we are tackling a topic that affects absolutely every single one of us, our money. Today, we're diving into exactly how quiet wealth is built. It turns out it's really not about having exhausting, ironclad daily willpower. Instead, it's about setting up automated systems that just effortlessly run in the background of your life.
All right, let's jump right into section 1. Willpower is a losing battle.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this. Two people working the exact same job, bringing home the exact same paycheck. Same income, right? But somehow, they have totally different wealth outcomes over time. So, what gives? Take worker A. They are stressed out, constantly refreshing their banking app, literally counting down the days until payday. Then look at worker B. They just upgraded to a nicer apartment, and their savings just steadily growing every single month. It is so easy to assume worker B has some secret side hustle, or they're a financial genius, or maybe they just got a massive inheritance. But honestly, the secret has absolutely nothing to do with earning more or working harder. It all boils down to system design. And this brings us to the core concept, quiet wealth. Quiet wealth is built by design. It's all about utilizing automated systems that make saving the default path. You see, relying on your daily discipline to make good financial choices, yeah, that's an exhausting, losing battle. People who actually build lasting wealth do it by creating quiet systems that protect their money from their own human impulses. They completely remove daily willpower from the equation. Leads us perfectly into section 2, taming the impulse buy. Here is habit 1, the 24-hour rule. The way this works is incredibly simple. Before you buy any non-essential item over $50, just put it in your cart. Step 2, walk away from the screen for exactly 24 hours. So if you're scrolling at 2 a.m. and suddenly decide you absolutely must have a commercial-grade waffle maker, just leave it in the cart and go to sleep. Step 3, you can buy it tomorrow, but only if you still genuinely want it. More often than not, you'll completely forget it even existed. And look, you aren't punishing yourself here. You're just making sure your spending is intentional rather than purely reactive. Why is this rule absolutely crucial? Well, the average person bleeds between $300 and $500 every single month on impulse purchases alone. That is exactly what we're fighting against here. For most of us, it's a massive leak in our financial ship. And the math on this is just fascinating. By simply forcing that 24-hour pause, you typically cut your impulse buying entirely in half. Boom. That automatically puts an extra $200 back in your pocket every single month. And the best part? You didn't even have to open a single budgeting spreadsheet to do it. It's just effortless system design. All right, moving on to section 3, automate your wealth foundation. That brings us to habit 2, pay yourself first. You know, most people wait to see what's left over at the end of the month to save, but let's be real, there is usually nothing left. So try this automated alternative instead. Step 1, your paycheck hits the bank. Step 2, a predetermined chunk automatically transfers straight into your savings. Step 3, only the remainder drops into your checking account for you to actually spend. This brilliantly illustrates how you can do the heavy lifting automatically way before you ever see that money in your usable balance. You never have to make the agonizing choice between saving and spending. The compounding effect of this is staggering. Moving just $50 a week using this automated method effortlessly builds $2,600 a year. You hit that number simply by removing the temptation to spend the money in the first place. There's this brilliant philosophy behind all of this. When you remove the choice, you remove the possibility of making a mistake. These first 2 habits work so incredibly well because they completely ditch the need for grueling discipline. You're shifting your focus away from trying really hard and instead relying on cold, hard, effective system design. Let's head into section 4, making your progress real and tangible. Enter habit 3, the weekly 10-minute check. Here's how you do it. You pick a set time every week, and you spend exactly 10 minutes, no more, no less, just looking at your accounts. You're simply tracking what came in and what went out over the last 7 days. By looking at the real-time consequences of your spending, you naturally start making better decisions all week long, and you catch those tiny little leaks way before they snowball into major financial problems. Now, while that weekly check keeps your day-to-day spending in line, we really need to lock down our long-term goals. That introduces habit 5, the future self account. For this, you open a completely separate account and slap a specific label on it, something like first home or retirement. Money goes in every month, but absolutely nothing ever comes out. This account does not bend for spontaneous weekend trips, and it doesn't even bend for emergencies. It is rigidly 100% dedicated to your future self.
This habit is psychologically incredibly powerful. Watching that specific number grow makes wealth finally feel tangible. It stops wealth from being this distant, abstract idea that might happen someday and turns it into a highly visible goal. You literally watch yourself getting closer to it, dollar by dollar, every single month.
All right, let's tackle Section 5, stopping lifestyle inflation permanently. This is the final boss-level trap, lifestyle inflation. It's that immediate urge to upgrade your lifestyle. Getting a nicer car, renting a bigger apartment, the literal second you get a raise. Sure, you're earning more, but your expenses rise to match it right away. That leaves you with the exact same savings rate you had before. Earning more does not automatically equate to having more wealth if you fall into this trap. To completely break this cycle, we use Habit 4, the 1% raise rule. Every time your income goes up, you increase your savings rate by just 1%. So for example, let's say you get a 3% raise at work. You keep 2% to upgrade your lifestyle and enjoy the fruits of your labor, but that remaining 1%, that goes straight into your savings bucket. You still get to enjoy your raise without feeling totally deprived, but you are systematically boosting your wealth behind the scenes.
And the long-term mathematical power of this is just incredible. By consistently bumping up that percentage every time you get a raise, your actual savings rate can double in as little as 5 years. This rule permanently ensures that as your career grows and you get promoted, your wealth is definitively scaling right alongside it. You finally stop spinning your wheels.
So let's pull all this together and summarize the quiet wealth blueprint. 1. The 24-hour rule saves you thousands a year in impulse buys. 2. Pay yourself first builds your foundation without you even having to think about it. 3. The weekly 10-minute check catches those sneaky leaks. 4. The future self account makes the progress tangible. And 5. The 1% raise rule scales your wealth automatically as you earn more. Listen, you do not need a finance degree for this, and you definitely don't need to take massive, scary risks. You just need these 5 systems operating quietly in the background, using the money you are already making today.
The people who are quietly building wealth out there aren't necessarily luckier or smarter than you. They just started building these exact systems a little sooner. So I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought for this explainer. Look at the list we just went through. Which of these 5 habits are you going to commit to starting this week? Seriously, just pick one. Pick one automated system to implement today and just watch how it transforms your financial future. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy system building.